Yes, students, now we will revise the second chapter in our indirect tax, which talks about the supply under GST. We'll be focusing on two sections of CGST Act in this chapter. That is section 7, which talks about the meaning and scope of supply, read along with schedule 1, 2, and 3. So this has to be studied together, guys. Okay. Then we also learn section 8, which talks about the taxability of composite and mixed supply. But first, let us focus on section 7 along with the schedules. Then we will take up section 8, guys. So as we have learned in the previous chapter, the taxable event under GST is a supply. So whenever there is a supply of goods or services, then it is taxable under GST, guys. We also learned the definition of GST given in the Constitution. Goods and service tax is a tax on the supply of goods or services, except on the supply of alcoholic liquor for human consumption. So it is very important for us to understand these three terms, guys. What are those? Supply, goods, and services. Because if any one of this is not there, then it is not at all covered under GST, guys. So let us see that. So section 7 is very, very important, guys, because only when an activity or transaction is a supply, it is covered under GST. If an activity or transaction is not at all a supply, then it is outside the ambit of GST, guys. Okay. So first, section 7(1)(a), which talks about the mode of supply or the form of supply. What is it telling? We will see. Supply includes all forms of supply of goods or services. Okay. So that means we need to understand what is goods, what is services. If something is not a goods or services, then it is not at all covered under GST. Yes, because GST is applicable on the only on the supply of goods or services. So if there is anything which is not goods also, which is not services also, it will not at all attract GST, guys. Okay, sir. Or both, such as, means they are giving few example. Which are those? Sale, transfer, barter, exchange, license, rental, lease, or disposal for a consideration. So consideration has to be there in the course or furtherance of business. Okay, all these conditions has to be satisfied, guys. So wherever they would have given the condition, I would have highlighted that conditions also in the green color in the form of equation. Only when all these conditions are met, only then the activity or transaction will be supplied as per the respective section, guys. Okay, first let us try to understand the definition of goods and service as given under CGST Act. Goods is defined in section 2 clause 52, whereas services is defined in section 2 clause 102. Guys, as I already mentioned, the definition in any act will be given in section 2 of various terms used in the law. And it will always be in the alphabetical order, guys. If by chance, if you get confused, sir, 252 goods are services are. You just try to recall. Will G come first or will S come first? Okay, that is one of the way to recall their section number, guys. Okay, yes, fine. First, let us learn goods. It is almost the same definition given in the Sale of Goods Act, guys. Okay, what is it? Goods means every kind of movable property. Movable. That means immovable is not covered under goods? No. Fine. Other than money and securities. So money and securities is not covered under goods definition. Okay. But goods includes what and all? These two are goods, guys. Actionable claim. Okay. Sir, what is actionable claim? Guys, you would already be knowing it. It is just in simple, if I have to tell, it is a claim towards unsecured debt. For example, assume I have purchased a lottery ticket, I am holding it. If at all, if I win the lottery, then can I claim that money using this lottery ticket? Yes. Or else, assume I am having an insurance policy in my name. I am holding the policy document. Now, when policy matures using this document, can I claim the money? Yes. That is called actionable claim. Okay. Then, growing crops, grass, and things attached to or forming part of the land which are agreed to be severed before the supply or under the contract of supply. Guys, if anything is attached to the land, it is like immovable. Sir, immovable is not at all covered in the goods. Yes, I agree. But if I have agreed to cut it down and sell it, or if I have agreed to sever it from the land and I have agreed to sell it, is it as goods? Yes. For example, assume there is a tree attached to the land. I have agreed to cut and sell it to you, chop and sell it to you. Now, is it a goods? Yes. Same way, assume crops. See, crops for agricultural activities, exemption is given, but let me just explain the definition of goods here. Oh, now assume there is a crops grown on the land. Now I have agreed that I will sever this crop and sell it to you. So is it a goods? Yes. If it is attached to the land, it will not be a goods. But if I have agreed to sever it or cut it down and sell it to you, then it becomes a goods, guys. Okay, sir. Fine. Then coming to service definition. Service definition is very easy. Service is defined in section 2, clause 102. It is anything other than goods. So for you to know what is services, first you should know what is goods. Anything which is not a goods is a services. Okay. But other than money and securities. So money and securities is neither the goods nor the services, guys. And securities, you know, okay. So, and money means even foreign currencies. Okay, yes. Then coming to securities like bonds, shares, debentures, all those things come here. So if there is any buy and sale of securities, sir, on buy and sale, is GST applicable? No, people. It is not applicable. Okay. Then, but services includes what and all? Activities relating to use of money or conversion of money by cash or by any other mode from one form or currency or denomination to another for which a separate consideration is charged. This is very important line. For which separate consideration is charged. Guys, if there is any transaction in money, then if separate consideration is not charged, money is neither a goods nor a services. But assume I went to a bank. I wanted to buy a DD for 1 lakh. So I paid 1 lakh rupees and they gave me a DD whose face value is 1 lakh. And for this service, bank is charging, assume 500 rupees for me. On 500 is GST applicable? Yes, because this is the consideration which bank charged for the services they gave me. Got it? Separate consideration is charged. Same way. Now assume I went to an authorized dealer to convert my Indian rupees into US dollar and he is charging, assume 1000 rupees commission for it. On 1000 rupees, is GST applicable? Yes. But whereas whatever money is exchanged, no, Indian rupees into US dollar and all, on that will GST be levied? No, no. But converting one form of currency to another form of currency is done by an authorized dealer. So he is rendering a services for which he is charging 1000 rupees commission. On that is GST applicable? Yes, people. If I have to give one more example, assume I have a demat account with Zerodha. Now, whenever I buy and sell securities through Zerodha, there is no GST applicable on it because securities is neither a goods nor a services. But assume Zerodha is charging some minimum reasonable brokerage for me or annual maintenance charges for me as a demat account holder. On that is GST applicable? Yes, guys. So on the brokerage or platform fee or annual maintenance, whatever they charge, on that GST is applicable, people. Hope you understood. Yes, sir. Fine. And so at the end, what we should understand is we know the definition of goods, we know the definition of services. And please be careful, guys. Goods will not include something which is immobile. Correct? Yes, sir. So anything other than goods or services is not at all covered under GST, guys. Example is money and securities. Money and securities. Okay, fine. We are done with this. So we have discussed 7(1)(a), but they have given few example here, no? So you can easily understand this term and all, sale, transfer and all. But there is a difference between especially barter and exchange, guys. Barter means I gave services to you, you gave services to me. There is no money involved. There is no money involved. So for both of us, is it a supply? Yes. Sir, money is not involved, no sir. Still, we can calculate value of supply on which GST is applicable. And in that case, if there is no consideration, consideration is there, but not in money. Consideration is there, but not in money. Then the value of supply on which GST is applicable will be decided as per the valuation rules, guys. But valuation rules is not a part of CA intermediate syllabus. Okay, sir. Now coming to exchange. Now what is the exchange? Guys, assume I am exchanging my old laptop for a new laptop by paying 30,000 extra. Means consideration is partly in money and partly in kind. Assume I am purchasing a laptop whose selling price is 50,000, but I am not paying 50,000 entirely. because I am exchanging my old laptop, which is worth assume 20,000, remaining 30,000 I am paying in money. So that is called exchange, guys. Means partly consideration will be in money, whereas in barter it will be completely in kind. Nothing will be in money. Hope you understood. Yes. Then license, rental, and all is covered here. Even lease, all these are like service given, guys. Whereas disposal, disposal means assume I am putting an asset for a scrap, or I am putting an asset, I am selling the asset for a very lesser value. Please be careful. There should be a consideration here. There should be a consideration, because if asset is disposed of free of cost, it is not covered here. It will be covered maybe in the schedule 1, which we need to check later. Okay. So what are the prerequisites for an activity to be a covered here or to be a supply as per section 7(1)(a) means there should be a supply of goods or services, okay, for a consideration and in the course or furtherance of business. In the course or furtherance of a business means supplying that goods or services should be in the ordinary course of business. For whom? For the supplier. For the supplier. Okay, because majority of the times the supplier is the one who is supposed to pay tax, guys, under the forward charge mechanism. If in case if reverse charge is applicable, then for whom should we check whether it is in the course or furtherance of business? For the recipient. But if nothing is mentioned in the question, please always assume for supplier. Okay, yes. And sir, what is consideration? Guys, consideration can be in money or it can be in kind also. It need not be always in money. Got it? Yes. And if I am doing anything to you and for that you are paying me from my side, whatever I am doing itself is a consideration. Clear? Or else I gave an example. Assume I am giving professional services to you and you are giving legal services to me. Sir, is there a consideration from both the end? Yes. Whatever is the monetary value of what I am doing, same way, whatever is the monetary value of what you are doing or what services you are rendering is considered as consideration, guys. Clear? Yes. So, fine. And sir, in the course or furtherance of business also should be there. Yes. For example, assume guys, I am selling this pen to you. My business is not to sell the pen. I had purchased it for my personal use, but now I am not using it. So I thought, okay, let me sell it to you. And you are ready to purchase it. So is it in the course or furtherance of business for me? No, people. So please be careful. All the three conditions has to be satisfied. Only in that case, an activity will be a supply as per section 7(1)(a), guys. Okay, we are done with this. We'll move forward. Next, section 7(1)(a). Activities or transaction by a person other than an individual, okay, to its members or constituents or vice versa, for cash or deferred payment or other valuable consideration. That means here also they're stressing on consideration. Consideration has to be there. Whether it is paid immediately or later, doesn't matter. But consideration has to be present, guys. Okay. Let me try to explain this with an example. Okay. Here, I have drawn a small chart, guys. For this is for section 7(1)(a). Okay, assume there is an association or a club who is providing any services to their members or constituents for which they are charging consideration, whether it is paid immediately or not, even if it is paid later also, or in the form of EMI or monthly, however it is, lump sum monthly, however it is. Is it a supply? Yes, as per section 7(1)(a). So what if it is vice versa? For example, members are providing some services to the club or association and for which they are collecting consideration from the association. Is it a supply? Yes. Both the ways it is covered, guys. Both the ways it is covered. Yes. Next. 7(1)(b). Import of services for a consideration, whether or not in the course or furtherance of business. Purpose doesn't matter here, guys. Only two things. There should be import of services and for a consideration. Then it will be a supply as per section 7(1)(b), guys. And import of services is always taxable under reverse charge mechanism, where the importer is the one who is liable to pay IGST, guys. Okay. So in that case, we need not worry about why they are importing the services. Assume I am importing the services for a consideration. Whether it is for my business purpose, professional purpose, or personal purpose, doesn't matter, guys. It is treated as supply as per section 7(1)(b). and it has connection with para 4 of schedule 1, which I will explain once I cover para 4, guys. Oh, so we are done with the three section 7.1a, AA and B. For all these three section, one of the prerequisite for an activity to be covered under that section is consideration, guys. All the three section talk about what? Consideration. Correct? Yes, sir. Now, section 7.1c. Are you seeing? 7.1c is telling few activities are considered as supply even without consideration. But which are those activities is not given in section 7.1c. They are referring to schedule 1. They are referring to schedule 1. So whenever we are discussing the activities which are supply even without consideration, we need to refer to section 7.1c read with schedule 1, guys. Even in your exam, you need to answer like that. And each of the case is given in the respective para, that is para 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you are answering any questions with respect to this, guys, it is also called as deemed supply. You need to answer like this. As per section 7.1c, read with para 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of schedule 1. Clear? Yes. Of CGST Act, then explain the provision. Then explain the provision. And guys, easy to remember, 7.1a is very important, that is forms of supply, but for a consideration in the course or furtherance of business, AA. Okay, it is a supply between the association and its members. Okay, so AA, try to remember as association and its members, associates, association and its associates, which are called as members, guys. Then 7.1b is with respect to import. Oh, fine. C is without consideration. See, actually consideration, but remember it as vice versa. That is without consideration. Oh. As per schedule 1, in the following 4 cases, supplies made without consideration will be treated as supply under section 7 of CGST Act. So which are those? One by one. Try to remember along with the para numbers, guys. I have arranged here. Para 1. Permanent transfer or disposal of business assets where ITC has been availed on such assets. Okay, guys, see, if an asset is sold for a consideration, then obviously it is covered under section 7.1a. But what we are talking now is, sir, for my outward supply, no consideration is there, sir. That is when it is covered here. Okay, but condition is what? There is a permanent transfer or disposal of business asset. Okay, title is transferred, but on that there is no consideration. But when you have purchased that asset, you have claimed an ITC. When you have purchased the asset, on purchase you have paid input tax. No, you have claimed the credit, and later after using it for some days or some months in your business, you are giving it free of cost. So when you gave it free of cost, is it a supply? Yes, it is a supply. Yes, it is a supply, but there is one exception telling transfer of entire business as a going concern will not be a supply, guys, because it is covered in exemption. Now I will sell my entire business to you. Obviously, I will not give it free of cost. There will be a purchase consideration for you, but still, when a business is sold as a going concern, even if by chance if it is given free of cost, show will be continued by you. Entire business has been transferred to you. Is it a supply as per para 1? No, guys. It is actually exempt and it is covered in exemption list. Okay, let me try to explain this with some cases. Yeah, just a minute. Yeah, here I have taken one example, guys. And if at all, if you want to make a note of all this, guys, means whatever I am using as an example, you can just pause the video and take it down. Okay, or else you can just pause and observe after I explain. Yeah. Assume I had purchased an asset for 1 lakh on which GST is 18%. So 18,000. Total amount is what I have paid on my purchase is 1 lakh 18,000. Now the question is whether I have claimed a credit for this or not. So ITC claimed. Assume when I purchased, I have claimed credit for 18,000. That means I have adjusted 18,000 against my output tax. In that case. Later, after using the asset in business for few months, assume I have sold it. Sold it for a consideration. I have sold it for a consideration. Is it a supply? Yes, as per 7.1a, because consideration is there. What if I have disposed the asset without consideration? As I have claimed ITC, it will be a supply as per para 1 of schedule 1, guys. That is read along with section 7.1c. Oh. Sir, what if I have not claimed ITC for this 18,000? For some reason, it was blocked. Credit was blocked. In that case, check whether the asset is sold for a consideration. If yes, it is a supply as per section 7(1)(a). 7(1)(a) doesn't have any condition with respect to ITC claimed or not claimed. Guys, whether you have claimed ITC or not, if you have sold it for a consideration, it is always a supply as per 7(1)(a). In 7(1)(a), did we learn anything about ITC and all? No, no. But, sir, what if the asset is disposed of free of cost without consideration when ITC is not claimed? Then it will not be a supply, guys. Then it will not be a supply. I've tried to cover all the 4 different possibilities here. Hope you understood. Actually, what is covered in para 1 is only this part. Para 1 of schedule 1. Clear? But I know somewhere you might get confused if they have turned the question or twisted the question. So that is why I have covered all the 4 possibilities, guys. If there is consideration, no doubt it will be a supply as per 7(1)(a). If it is sold even for 10 rupees, sir, it is put for scrap and some minimum value is earned, sir. Reasonable, small amount is earned. Still, it will be a consideration, no? It will be supplied as per 7(1)(a). Got it? Yes, sir. Fine. Let us move back. Para 1 done. Next, coming to para 2. Supply between related person or a distinct person made in the course or furtherance of business. Okay. Now we should understand who is related person, who is distinct person, guys. Okay. Important. Because only when there is a supply between the related person or distinct person in the course or furtherance of business, it is covered here, even without consideration. Okay. So that means who is related, who is distinct. Let us understand. Related person. As per explanation to section 15 of CGST Act, actually section 15 talks about value of supply. Their explanation to section 15 talks about related person. Because if the supplier and recipient is related, then the value of supply cannot be determined as per section 15. They're telling, please refer to valuation rules. So they're telling, I repeat, if supplier and recipient is the related persons, then whatever is actual sale value, we cannot adopt that as the value of supply for section 15 purpose. So in that case, the value of supply on which GST has to be levied has to be decided as per the valuation rules. So there they have actually defined who is related person in the explanation. And the same thing is taken here. What is it? We will see. If such persons are the officers or director of one another business, assume I am an officer of your business. We both are related. Or else assume you are a director of my company. Are we both related? Yes. Then they are legally recognized partner. Assume you and me, we started a business by being a partners. Are we both related? Yes. So here related need not be blood relative, guys. Okay. Blood relative also is covered, but in addition to that, various other scenarios are also covered. Yes. Then employer and employee are related for GST purpose. Okay. Next, one of them controls directly or indirectly the other. Together control directly or indirectly a third person, or a third person controls or own or directly or indirectly more than or equal to 25% of voting stock or shares of both of them. Okay, let me explain this. Control, guys, whether directly or indirectly, if control is there, if one person is controlling the other, they both are related. Okay. Assume I am controlling you or you are controlling me. We both are related. Or else assume both of us are controlled by our institute. Both of us are controlled by our institute. Are we all three related? Yes, we all three are related. Next, assume I and you both are controlling a third person. Assume your friend. I, along with you, are controlling a third person. Are we three related? Yes. You, me, and that third person are related, guys. Got it? Yes. Next. Are the members of same family? Okay, so that means blood relative is covered here. Yes. But everyone in the family is covered? No. Important. Even family has been defined. What is it? I will just tell you. Family here covers spouse and children always. Spouse and children always. Whereas parents, grandparents, brothers, and sisters are covered only if they're only or mainly dependent on that person. If they're independent, then they're not a part of family for GST purpose. Okay. Whereas if they're dependent on this person, then they're a part of family. and they are related for GST purpose. Okay, I repeat, spouse and children will always be relative, irrespective of, means relative in the sense members of same family. They are a part of family. Okay, yes, spouse and children, irrespective of whether they are dependent or not, they are always a part of family. Whereas parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters, they are said to be a part of family only if they are only or mainly dependent on that person. Okay, sir. Last one. One of them is the sole agent or sole distributor or sole concessionaire of the other. Now assume you are working as a sole agent for me. I am your principal. Are we both related? Yes, we both are related. Okay. So we understood who is related person. Then coming to distinct person specified under section 25. Guys, this talks about registration, which is very important. Actually, distinct person is specified in section 25. Section 25 talks about procedure for registration. Oh. Under GST, please listen here. Look here, hello. Yes, we'll just try to connect it to registration topic. Under GST, registration is state-wise but PAN-based. So if an assessee is having, sorry, not assessee, if a person is having a business in more than one state, in each and every state he has to take separate registration. Sir, within the state, if he has multiple branches, then what? One registration is mandatory, even though he has different businesses, all business put together, one registration is mandatory. But if he wants, he can take multiple registration, which is optional. Which is optional. Let me try to explain this with example, guys. Yes, just a minute. Ah, please pay attention. Yes. So as I told you, registration under GST is state-wise and PAN-based. Okay. Assume I have operations in 5 states. I need to take minimum 5 registration, but all under my PAN. And each registration will be treated as what? Distinct person. So if there is any supply from one branch to another branch, which is registered separately, even without consideration, is it a supply? Yes, guys, it is a supply as per para 2 of schedule 1. Got it? Yes. Yes. So I will just discuss with few example. Please pay attention. Assume, guys, I have a business in Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Telangana state and Kerala. How many registration minimum I should take? 4. And each registration is treated as what? Distinct person. Now assume from Karnataka to Tamil Nadu, I am sending some goods without consideration. Is it still a supply? Yes. It is still a supply as per para 2 of schedule 1, guys. Got it? Yes. Now, sir, assume from Tamil Nadu to Telangana state, I am sending some goods for a consideration. Is it a supply? Yes, but as per 7-1 when there is a consideration, obviously we will not worry about schedule 1, guys, because schedule 1 covers 4 cases only when an activity is being supplied without a consideration. Without a consideration. So whenever there is a consideration, we never think about schedule 1. Okay, next. Assume within Karnataka, I have 3 branches. One is in Bangalore, the other one is in Mysore, the last one is in Tumkur. All 3 places is a part of Karnataka, guys. Okay. Now, should I take multiple registration? No. One registration is mandatory. In that case, do we treat it as distinct person? No, no. They are not distinct because they are not registered separately. Now assume I have taken only one registration for all the 3 branches within Karnataka. If there is any transfer of goods from Bangalore branch to Mysore branch or from Mysore branch to Tumkur branch, will there be any supply? No, guys. If it is without consideration, it is not a supply because para 2 is not getting attracted here. Okay, yes. But do I have an option to take separate registration for each of this branch? Yes, I have an option. If in case, assume I take a separate registration for each of this branch. In that case, do we treat it as distinct person? Yes, people. We treat it as distinct person. We treat it as distinct person. In that case, if there is any transfer of goods from one branch to another branch which is registered separately, even if it is within the state, but without consideration, is it a supply? Yes, it is a supply. Oh, next. So this is what? Distinct person. Next, we will discuss the establishment of distinct person. Establishment of distinct person. Okay. Even that I will try to explain with an example. Assume, guys, I have a petrol pump or station in Karnataka and I have a restaurant in Telangana state. Okay. So petrol pump, should I take a registration in Karnataka? No. Assuming I am supplying only petrol within Karnataka, no registration is required because it is outside GST. Whereas restaurant is within GST, should I take registration in Telangana state? Yes. Assuming my threshold, my turnover has crossed threshold limits. Okay, fine. And what is the threshold limit for registration and all? We will learn in registration chapter, guys. Okay. So I have taken registration in Telangana but not in Karnataka. Okay. Now assume a petrol has been supplied to my Telangana state branch, to the vehicles used there. Assume we are using a few vehicles for our restaurant business in Telangana. So that is why petrol has been supplied from Karnataka without consideration. Is it a supply, guys? No, no, sir. It is not a supply. Okay. Now assume, sir, from restaurant in Telangana, few food items has been sent to my Karnataka office members or employees without consideration. Is it a supply? Yes, it is a supply. Even without a consideration, it is a supply as per para 2 of schedule 1 because it is an establishment of distinct person. We treat this as establishment of distinct person. Even though they are not registered, still, if any goods is supplied with this which is covered under GST, or if any service is supplied which is covered under GST, between establishment of distinct person, even without consideration, it will be a supply. But when petrol was supplied, as it is outside the GST, we don't treat it as a supply, guys. Okay, one more example. One more example. Assume I have a liquor shop in Maharashtra, which is outside GST, so I need not take registration in Maharashtra. Assuming I am supplying only liquor in Maharashtra. Okay, sir. Then in Rajasthan, I have a restaurant which is covered under GST, so I have taken registration in Rajasthan. Now, assume, guys, in Maharashtra, I have liquor shop along with restaurant means I need to take registration in Maharashtra also. But as per my example, I told I am supplying only liquor in Maharashtra. That means no registration is required. Okay. Now assume from my Maharashtra liquor shop, I supplied some liquor to my Rajasthan branch without consideration. Without consideration, it is not a supply, guys. It is not a supply. Whereas if it is vice versa case, assume from my restaurant in Rajasthan, I supplied some food items or snacks to a Maharashtra branch without consideration. Is it a supply? Yes, guys, it is a supply because it is a supply without consideration between establishment of distinct person. We call this as establishment of distinct person. Even though they are not registered separately, we treat it as establishment of distinct person. And I repeat once again, if there is any supply between them of goods or services which is covered under GST, even without consideration, it will be a supply. It will be a supply, people. Okay, that is what is given here. Let me quickly read it. A person who has obtained or is required to obtain more than one registration, whether in one state or union territory or more than one state or union territory, shall, in respect of each such registration, be treated as what? Distinct person. Then next paragraph is about establishment of distinct person. Further, where a person who has obtained or is required to obtain registration in a state or union territory in respect of an establishment as an establishment in another state or union territory, then such establishment shall be treated as establishment of whom? Distinct person, even though it is not registered separately under GST. Okay, sir. Fine. Then coming back to para 3, sorry, para 2. We are not yet done completely with para 2. Okay. Now, we learned that employer and employee is related. Yes. So that means if there is any supply of goods or services between them, even without consideration, is it a supply? Yes, it is a supply. But listen here. So the employee is providing services, that is employment services to employer, for which employer is paying salary. On salary, is GST applicable? No, guys, because it is a part of employment service, is a part of Schedule 3, which is a negative list. It is neither the supply of goods nor the supply of services. So for employment service which is provided by employee to the employer, for which employer will pay salary, is outside GST because it is a part of Schedule 3. But what is covered here is Gifts up to 50,000 by employer to employee in a financial year is not a supply. So if employer give any gift to the employee is not giving anything for this. So there is no consideration. Is it a supply? As per para 2, it is a supply. As per para 2, it is a supply because employer and employee is the related persons. So employer gave a gift without consideration. He is not getting anything in return. And please be careful, sir. He is paying salary, no sir. Employee is giving employment service, no sir. Guys, gift is not agreed in the employment contract. So employer is giving it voluntarily. So if there is any other allowance, perquisite and all, that and all forms part of salary. Actually speaking, for income tax purpose, even gift by employer to employee is a part of salary, which is taxable as perquisite in the hands of employee under the head salary. But here, for GST purpose, from employer point of view, who is a supplier of gift now? If he is giving any gift to employee, is it a part of para 2? Yes, but one exception is there. If the value of the gift is 50,000 per year per employee, then it is not taxable. Sir, what if it is more than 50,000? If it is more than 50,000, entire value of gift is taxable and employer being a supplier is liable to pay GST on it, guys. Is liable to pay GST on it. Is that clear? Yes. Let me explain this. Listen, people, important. Yeah. One chart is there. If there is, guys, let me clarify one thing before I cover this. In income tax, please listen here. If employee render any service to the employer, which is employment service, and anything which employer pay to the employee in the form of basic pay, bonus, or commission, or allowance, or perquisite, everything is taxable in the hands of employee under the salary head on due or receipt basis, whichever is earlier. And the basic criteria for an income to be taxed under the head salary in income tax is employer-employee relationship. So anything which employee receives is taxable in his hands as salary income. And the same thing is not covered under GST because it is a part of Schedule 3. It is neither the supply of goods or services. That means on salary paid by employer to employee, no GST, guys. But here, as an exception, they are trying to cover only the gift given by employer to employee. They are not trying to cover any basic pay allowance and all or other perquisites. They are just trying to cover only gift. So if employer give gift to the employee and if the value is up to 50,000, it is not taxable per year. If it is more than 50,000, entire value will be taxable. And who is liable to pay GST is not employee because employee is the recipient here. Who is liable to pay GST is employer being a supplier on the value of the gift, guys. Oh, sure. So gift by employer to employee, value of the goods means or value of the gift you assume is less than or equal to 50,000, not taxable. And please be careful, 50,000 is a limit per annum per employee. Now assume employer is giving gift to 10 employees of the goods worth 30,000. So for each employee it is 30,000. So is it taxable? No. For each employee he can give gift up to 50,000 per year. Fine. Sir, what if the value of the gift is more than 50,000? Then fully taxable in the hands of employer. As per para 2 of schedule 1, read with section 7(1)(c), guys. Is that clear? Yes. And one thing, there is a connection to even income tax again, guys. As I already told you, the gift given by employer to employee is taxable in the hands of employee under the head salary for income tax purpose. So there we need to check whether the gift is in money form or in kind. If it is in money, whatever is the value of money, it is fully taxable, irrespective of the amount. Whereas if it is in kind, we need to check whether it is less than 5,000 or more than or equal to 5,000. If the value of the gift is less than 5,000, not taxable. If it is more than or equal to 5,000, then the entire value of the gift will be taxable. So please be careful because students might get confused. Here the limit is 50,000, whereas there, if the gift is in kind, they are putting it as 5,000, 10 extra here. Clear? And in income tax, if gift is given by any others, then it is covered in section 56 to 10 under the head income from other sources. Got it? I'm just trying to connect, guys, so that you will not get confused with these figures and provisions especially. Okay, so for GST, 50,000 is the value of the gift, whereas for income tax, if it is less than 5,000, not taxable. If it is 5,000 or more, fully taxable. 10 less there, or if you take from that as a base, in GST, 10 more. Got it? Yes. Okay, sir. So what are the prerequisites here? Supply between whom? Related person or distinct person, and it should be in the course or furtherance of business. Only then it will be a supply as per para 2. Okay. Next, para 3. Supply of goods by a principal to his agent or vice versa. That is purchase as well as sales. Both are covered. Without consideration, where the agent undertakes to supply such goods on behalf of the principal and invoice is issued in the name of the agent. So if invoice is issued in the name of agent, there will be two supply, guys. There will be two supply. No, sir, invoice is issued in the name of principal, then there will be only one supply. There will be only one supply. So let me try to explain with an example here. Yeah, pay attention, people. I will try to cover all the possibilities. Yes. And here agent includes even del credor agent. Del credor agent means who will take the risk of the bad debt. Okay, they will bear the bad debt loss. Okay. Now, assume principal want to sell the goods through an agent to a customer. So principal doesn't have any direct contact with the customer or recipients. So only agent will help the principal to get the customers. Okay. So principal will send the goods to the agent, and agent will find the customer and sell the goods on behalf of whom? Principal. Okay. When agent sells the goods to the customer who is the recipient, invoice is issued, assume in the name of principal. So that means there is only a one supply. There is only one supply from whom to whom? Principal to recipient as per section 718. Here para 3 is not attracted because invoice is issued in the name of principal. Next, assume principal sent the goods to an agent and agent sold the goods to the customer or recipient but issued invoice in his own name. Whose name? Agent. So as per invoice, who is the supplier? Agent, it seems. So that means there are two suppliers. One is from agent to recipient. This is as per section 718 because consideration would be there. Whereas the other one is when principal sent the goods to an agent, even without consideration, it will be a supply, guys, as per para 3 of schedule 1. Para 3 of schedule 1. Is that clear? Yes, because for this transaction, invoice is issued in the name of agent. So there are two different suppliers. One is from agent to customer, the other one is from principal to agent. This is with respect to sales. Sir, what if it is purchases? Now assume principal wants to purchase some goods, but he doesn't have any contract with the suppliers. He doesn't have any contact with the suppliers, so he has asked agent, please purchase goods on behalf of me and give it to me. Okay. So supplier will supply the goods to an agent and assume invoice is issued in the name of principal. So principal is a recipient as per the invoice. So agent will receive these goods and send it to principal. Or maybe the goods might be directly delivered to a agent also, sorry, principal also. From whom? From the supplier. So that means there is only one supply between whom? Supplier and principal. As per section 7(1)(a). Sir, is there any supply between principal and agent? No. Because in this case, the invoice is issued in the name of principal as recipient. Sir, what? Agent purchased the goods from the supplier, and when supplier issued the invoice, the name of the agent is mentioned as recipient. The name of the agent is mentioned as the recipient. And then agent is sending the goods to the principal. That means there will be a two supply, guys. One is between supplier to agent as per section 718 because consideration would be there. Then when agent send the goods to the principal, it will be a supply as per para 3 of schedule 1. Because the invoice is issued in the name of agent, guys. Is that clear? So all the four possibilities I have given you. Okay. And in all these cases, guys, we have just discussed the supply of goods. There will be one more services, that is from agent to principal, for which the agent will charge commission. That is anyway there. But that transaction is not covered in para 3, but it will be there. Supply of services from whom to whom? Agent to principal, for which agent will charge commission. That is a supply of services. In all this case, guys. Is that clear? Yes. Let us go back. So what is a prerequisite I have given in green color? Supply of goods by a principal to agent or vice versa. Okay. Either purchase or sales. Both are covered. Plus invoice is issued in the name of agent. Only then an activity or transaction between principal and agent is covered here, even without consideration. So one thing we have to check here is very importantly in whose name the invoice is issued, guys. Okay, the last one. Import of services without consideration. Okay. By a person from a related person or from any of his establishments outside India in the course or furtherance of business. Okay, guys, import of service was already covered in 7.1b, but there it was very plain. Import of service for a consideration. Why and all doesn't matter. Whereas here it is without consideration. Okay. From whom are you importing? From a related person outside India or from an establishment outside India? And it should be for what purpose? In the course or furtherance of business. And here in the course or furtherance of business for whom? Recipient. Because in case of import of services, we are targeting whom? Importer. He or she is the one who is supposed to pay tax under reverse charge mechanism, guys. Whenever we see this in the course or furtherance of business, normally it will be for supplier because they are the one who is liable to pay tax under forward charge. But when it is import of services, we always know that it is taxable under reverse charge. So we need to check it for whom? Recipient, guys. So what are the prerequisites here? Import of services should be there from whom? Related person or establishment outside India, and it should be in the course or furtherance of business. If any one of this is missing, then it is not a supply as per para 4. Got it? And import of service is covered in 2 provisions. So that is why I just made one simple chart for it. Guys, whenever there is an import of services, first thing you have to check is consideration. Whether consideration is there or not. When there is a consideration, it will be a supply as per 7.1b, irrespective of why the services is taken, whether for personal purpose or business purpose, doesn't matter. Okay, sir. Next, if it is without consideration, then we need to check from whom it is imported and for what purpose. It is very important. If it is from a related person or establishment outside India, or in the plus means both has to be satisfied. In the course or furtherance of business, if both this condition is satisfied, then it is a supply as per para 4, guys, of schedule 1. Okay. If not, it is not at all a supply. For example, sir, I have imported the services from my related person, but for my personal purpose. Is it covered here? No, not covered. Or else, sir, I have imported the services without consideration for my business, but not from my related person. Assume it was from my friend who is not a related person. He didn't charge me any amount. Is it a supply covered here? No, sorry. Even if one of the condition is missing here, it will not be covered here, guys. Hope you understood. Got it? Yes. So till now what we have learned is, sir, which are the activities or transactions which will be treated as supply, for which we need to refer to which all sections, guys? 7.1a, AA and B, 7.1b, which tells an activity or transaction will be a supply only when there is a consideration. Whereas section 7.1c, read with schedule 1, will tell there are 4 activities which is deemed to be supply even without consideration. Okay. So when we decide whether an activity or transaction is a supply as per any of these sections, then we need to check whether it is a supply of goods or supply of services, for which we need to refer to section 7.1 capital A, read with schedule 2. 7.1 capital A, read with schedule 2, guys. Got it? Yes. Now we will see it. But sir, why do we require, sir? Supply of goods as well as service both is covered under GST, no sir. Simply tax it, sir. No. There are different rates applicable for goods, different rates applicable for services. So it is very important for us to classify whether the supply is a supply of goods or supply of services, guys. Got it? Yes. And in my question bank, guys, I will just show you. I have given question number 1, that is in chapter 2, where I have given number of transactions. I have given number of transactions which we need to identify whether it is a supply, if yes, as per which section. So I already given the solution also. Please go through it so that once you studied the provision of section 7.1 and then you go through this question, you will completely get an idea. Okay, this is how we have to decide whether an activity or transaction is a supply. And this is more for a practice purpose, because in the exam you cannot simply write just like this. If it is asked as a descriptive question, then how to answer also I have given. You can just check question number 2, where I have given the detailed presentation, how you have to start, how you have to present the answer for each and every question. Got it, guys? Yes. So solution also is given already in detail. So please go through it, because in the revision session, I will not be able to go through all these questions because it will consume a lot of time, guys. Wherever required, I am explaining through an example or illustration, or even if it is required, I will explain it through a question. But I cannot discuss each and every question. So I want you guys to go through it. So the soft copy of this question bank is available on our website under the free resources. So do download and practice the questions, guys. Oh, sure. Let me come back. Activities to be treated as supply of goods or supply of services as per section 7.1a read with schedule 2. So which are those? We will see one by one. Very easy, guys. Very easy. Just by applying common sense, we can classify whether it is supply of goods or supply of services. Yes, listen quickly. Transfer. Hello? Pay attention. Brother, sister, pay attention. Look here. Be attentive. Don't get lost. Yeah, get lost in the provisions. Yeah, transfer of title in the goods. Whenever there is a transfer of ownership along with all the risk and rewards, it is always a supply of goods. But sir, what only if right in goods is given? That is, it is rented out, or if the property is leased out. Guys, assume I have sold a machinery to you. I have given a title, so it is a supply of goods. What if I have rented out the machine to you or furniture to you? I have just given a right to use it along with the possession. So it is a supply of services. Next, any transfer of title in goods under an agreement which stipulates that property shall pass at a future date. That means EMI or hire purchase. Assume I have sold a machinery to you where I have given an option for you to pay in installments. Now you paid a down payment and took the possession of the asset or machinery. Immediately you started using it. Is it a transfer of title? Yes. You will get the ownership actually when you pay the last installment. But still, is it considered as that supply of goods or supply of services? Supply of goods, guys. Irrespective of whether title is transferred now or later, it is a supply of goods. Okay. Then coming to land and building, which is an immobile. Okay. But any lease, tenancy, or easement or license to occupy the land, or any lease or letting out of building is supply of services. Is a supply of services, guys. Yes, please be careful. Sale of land or building is not covered here. Only renting it out or giving it for lease. Only right is given. Okay. And please be careful if building is let out for residential purpose and all, few exemptions is there. But as of now, we are not covering any exemption, guys. We are just identifying whether an activity or a transaction, is it a supply? If yes, is it a supply of goods or is it a supply of services? That's all. We will talk about the taxability or exemptions and all later. Okay, next, treatment or process. Any treatment or process which is applied to another person's goods is always a supply of services. For example, I went and left my bike or car for a service. They will do the service and give back my car to me or bike to me. Is it a supply of goods? No, no, no. It is a supply of services. I gave my vehicle, they did the service and gave back to me. So what they are providing is supply of service. Same way, assume I have given my clothes for stitching for a tailor, or I have given my clothes for an iron. In that case, whatever work they are doing is supply of services. They will give back my clothes to me after the work is done. But is it a supply of goods? No, no. It is a supply of services. They are just giving a process or treatment for my goods, guys. Okay. Next, transfer of business assets. Transfer of business assets. Goods forming part of business assets are transferred or disposed of by or under the direction of a person carrying on the business. Now assume, sir, I had purchased an asset for a business. Now it is disposed of or sold it. If it is for a consideration, 7.1a, supply. If it is not for a consideration, then we have to check whether ITC was claimed when it was purchased. If yes, it is a supply as per para 1 of schedule 1. Yes. And I will also give you guys the shortcut to remember these para numbers. I didn't mention it. Let me tell it now. There is a shortcut to remember this para numbers, guys. Para 1 talks about the permanent transfer or disposal of business asset on which ITC is claimed. Yes. So asset, it talks about asset in simple. So asset start with A, which is the first alphabet. So para 1. Next, para 2 talks about supply between related person or distinct person. So related person or distinct person means at least two people has to be there. Yes, para 2. Then supply of goods by a principal or an agent or vice versa. So actually totally three people are involved here, no people. That is principal, agent and recipient. Or if it is a purchasers, supplier, agent and principal. So totally three people are involved in these transactions. Yes. So para 3. Para 3. And para 4 as that is import of services that as should always be studied along with 7.1b. So 7.1b, just if I take it as reverse, it looks like D. Yes. D is the fourth alphabet. Yes. So try to remember like that. Whenever there is an import of services, guys. So I have given in this chart, no, please refer to both the provisions and check where it will fit in. Where it will fit in, whether it is 7.1b or para 4 of schedule 1. Yes. Coming back. Yes. Next. Goods held or used for business or put to private use or made available to any person for use for any purpose other than business by or under the direction of a person carrying on the business. Simple. Business asset is used for personal purpose. It is not sold. It is just used for personal purpose. It will be treated as supply of services, guys. Supply of services. Next, goods forming part of the assets of any business carried on by a person who ceases to be a taxable person, means whose registration is cancelled, shall be deemed to be supplied by him in the course or furtherance of business immediately before he ceases to be a taxable person. Okay. So first of all, who is a taxable person? The person who is registered or who is liable to be registered under GST. Okay. Fine. Assume guys, I was registered under GST. Now for some reason, my registration is getting cancelled. I myself is asking for cancellation or the proper officer is cancelling my registration as per section 29. Cancellation of registration is covered in section 29, guys. Okay. On that day, whatever goods I am holding no is deemed to be supplied by me and it is a supply of goods, guys. This provision, we will cover it again in section 29 also. Just mentioned there, read with section 29. Okay. Exceptions means in the following case, there is no supply. When is it? When business is transferred as a going concern to another person. Assume I have sold my entire business to you. From tomorrow, you will continue the show. In that case, there is no supply. As I already mentioned, this is actually covered in exemption list, guys. There is no supply on, or there is no GST on it. Next, business is carried on by personal representative. Now, for example, assume business was carried on by a father. Now, it has been succeeded by a son who is acting as a personal representative, or someone else is carrying on the business on behalf of a registered person. In that case also, there is no supply, guys, because show will continue. Show will continue. If your registration is cancelled only, it will be treated as supply of goods. If show continues even by others, it will not be a supply. Got it? Yes. Next, immobile property. Renting of immobile property. Actually, it was already covered here. Again, they're repeating it here. Renting of immobile property is always a supply of services, guys. Okay. Then construction or sale, important. Connected to schedule 3 also. Construction of a building for sale before the construction is completed. Okay. That means pre-construction building or the building is sold before the construction is completed. Then it is treated as supply of services, guys. Supply of services. Sir, when the building is set to be completed or when the construction is set to be completed, I will try to explain with an example, guys. Just a minute. Yes. Yeah. Assume I am the builder who is constructing flat or apartments or any building and construction is completed and I obtained the completion certificate from the competent authority on 10th October 25 telling property is ready to occupy. So completion certificate is obtained on 10th October from the competent authority. Okay. And the buyer first occupied the property on 20th December. That is the date of first occupation by whom? From the buyer. By the buyer. Okay. Whichever is earlier we need to take. That is the date on which completion certificate is obtained or the date of first occupation, whichever is earlier, 10th October. So if seller, that is me, I am the one who built it, this, or I am the one who constructed this building, right? Yes. If entire consideration is received by me, from whom? Buyer. After 10th October 2025, then it is treated as post constructed building, and it is not a supply as per schedule 3, negative list. Sir, what if part of the consideration at least is received on or before 10th October 2025, that is whichever is earlier? Then it will be treated as supply of services, guys. That is supply of pre-constructed building is like a supply of plan. Still building is not ready. You already sold it. It is like a supply of plan. So it is treated as supply of services as per schedule 2. I repeat this. I have also given one more example. If you want, you can just pause and look into it. Okay, let me explain this. Listen, people. Sir, when the building is set to be completed or when the construction is set to be completed, the date on which the completion certificate is obtained or the date of first occupation, whichever is earlier. If at least a part of the consideration is received on or before this date, whichever is earlier date is there, no? In my example, 10th October, at least if part of the consideration is received on or before 10th October, then for the supplier or the seller, it is a supply of services. Sir, what if entire consideration is received after this? Then it is not a supply as per schedule 3 because it is covered in negative list, guys. Clear? So if entire consideration is received after 10th October, assume sale consideration is 1 crore. If entire 1 crore is received after 10th October, we consider it as a sale of post-constructed building. That is, once the construction is completed, building is sold. So it is covered in schedule 3, neither the supply of goods nor the supply of services. Sir, what if seller or the builder has received at least a part of the consideration on or before 10th October? Assume out of 1 crore, only 1 lakh is received as a token advance. And in what mode it is received also is not important here. Whether it is received in cash or other mode, doesn't matter. At least a part of the consideration is received on or before this date means it is treated as supply of pre-constructed building, and it will be a supply as per supply of what? Supply of services as per schedule 2, guys. Hope you got it. Yes, sir. Let me go back. So this is connected to two schedules, schedule 2 as well as schedule 3, guys. So we need to check whether when building is sold, whether it is pre-constructed building or post-constructed building. Got it? Yes, sir. Fine. Next, intellectual property right. Temporary transfer or permitting or use or enjoyment of any intellectual property right is always a supply of services, guys. Assume I know something which I am sharing, for which I am getting paid. It is always a supply of services, guys. Okay. Next, information technology software. Development, design, programming, customization, adaptation, upgradation, enhancement, implementation of IT software will always be a supply of services, guys. Anything related to softwares. Okay. Then action. This is important. Action. Ready for the action? Yes. Not with me, with the institute. Agreeing. Don't go and fight with them. I'm just telling you from the exam point of view. Getting prepared for exam. Agreeing. It is also kind of war which you will guys will play with whom? With the institute. You have to make sure that you will win it no matter what. Yes, some. Chalo, fine. Agreeing to an obligation to refrain from an act or to tolerate an act or a situation or to do an act. In simple, I have named it as art. Act, refrain from an act or tolerate an act. Actor, refrain from an actor, tolerate an act for which consideration is charged. It is a supply of services, guys. Yes, listen here. I have agreed to teach you. So you are paying me, assume a fees of 10,000. It is a supply of services. Yes. Next, now an academy has told, because sir, you don't teach anywhere, for which we will pay you, assume 5 lakh rupees. I will not agree, but assuming I will agree, for which they are paying me 5 lakh consideration or 5 crores consideration. Is it a supply? Yes, supply of services. Refrain means I have agreed not to do something. Refrain means I have agreed not to do something for which I am getting consideration. Okay. Last one, tolerate. Now assume you guys will come and sit in my class every day 6 to 7 hours, and I will put full blade for you. And I have told, please tolerate my lecture, for which I will pay you. Come and sit every day, I will pay you. So you agreed. Oh, anyway, just for going and sitting, sir will pay no. So let us go. So every day you will come and sit for 6 or 7 hours of my lecture and I will pay you. So you are tolerating my lecture. You are tolerating my torture. Not lecture, let us consider it as torture. I am torturing you every day for 6 hours or 7 hours. No, right? I'm just giving it as an example. Don't take it seriously. Yes. So in that case, you're tolerating my act for which I am paying you consideration. Is it a supply, guys? Yes, it is a supply. Actually, what happens? No, tolerating means assume I own a building, or else I have taken a shop for a rent. Let us take it as I have taken a shop for a rent. That outside the shop there is one space which I have let it out or subletted it to a Golgappa person. So Golgappa person is using a part of my space which I am tolerating. For that, he is paying me some small amount of rent every month. Is it a supply? Yes, supply of services. Clear? Yes. Refrain from an act. Let me give one more example for this. Assume guys, I have obtained a permission from my local authority to construct 3-floor building. But my neighbor requested, because don't construct 3-floor building because our sunlight will be affected. So construct only 2-floor. Not to construct third floor, I will pay you. Assume he told, I will pay 10 lakh. So I agreed. Not to construct third floor, he is paying me. My neighbor is paying me 10 lakh. So I thought, okay, fine, I will not do it. Is it a supply? Yes, it is a supply of services. It is a supply of services, guys. Got it? Yes. But no claim bonus given by the insurance company is not treated as supply, guys. No claim. What is it? I will just explain with an example. No claim bonus part. Yes. I've just given an example here. Let me explain. Assume medical insurance policy is taken by Akash for 10 lakh rupees, which is a policy amount. Yearly premium which he has to pay is 25,000. It is a health insurance or medical insurance policy, guys. Okay. He has paid in 2025 25,000 premium. So what is the value of supply for the insurance company? 25,000. That is whatever premium they are charging. Okay. And there was no medical emergency for Akash in the year 2025. So he didn't claim any amount from the policy. Okay. He didn't claim any amount. So in the year 2026, he was supposed to pay again 25,000. But insurance company told, Akash, last year you didn't claim any amount under this policy. So we are offering you 3,000 no claim bonus. No claim bonus, similar to discount. Okay, that means Akash has to pay only 22,000 in the year 2026. So for insurance company, if I ask you what is the value of supply in the year 2026, it will be 22,000. Because this is similar to discount, which is allowed to be reduced while calculating the value of supply as per section 15, subsection 3, guys. Okay, that is from insurance company point of view. Now, from Akarsh point of view, who is the insured, he received 3,000 discount or no claim bonus for not claiming the policy. For not claiming the policy, is it treated as supply of services? No, no, guys. Because he didn't agree that he will not claim policy. So insurance company has to pay 3,000 for it. Did he agree for it? No, no. Clear. The purpose of taking the policy itself, if there is any medical emergency, I should make use of it. Just because there was no medical emergency for him in the year 2025, he didn't claim it, for which he is getting a discount of 3,000. So as it was not agreed at the time of taking the policy that Akash will not claim the policy in 2025, for which the insurance company will give discount. It was not agreed before. Still, insurance company is offering a discount or no claim bonus. But will it be treated as a supply of services? No, guys. It will not be. So, for any activity to be covered here as a supply of services, two things are very important. What is it, sir? There should be an agreement or contract between both the parties to do or not to do or to tolerate an act. Okay. And there should be a consideration flowing from the other end. Both the condition has to be satisfied, guys. I repeat, there should be an agreement or contract between the parties and there should be a consideration. If I have agreed to do something, or not to do something or to tolerate something, you should have agreed to pay me. Got it? Yes, sir. Fine. Next, right to use goods. Transfer of right to use any goods will always be a supply of services, guys. Then the last one, which are composite supply, work contract services and restaurant services is treated as supply of services under GST. Under previous indirect tax regime, there was a confusion, should we charge service tax on it or VAT on it? But now under GST, they have clarified that it is a supply of services. It is a supply of services. And one more important clarification is, guys, see, only four activities, even without consideration, is treated as supply. Only this four. Only this four. If there is any other activity or transaction where there is no consideration, will we treat it as supply? No, we will not treat it as supply. Please be careful. Whenever there is no consideration, check whether that activity or transaction will fit in any of these paras. If yes, it is a supply as per the respective para. If not, it is not at all a supply. Got it? For example, assume I donated a blackboard to a charitable institution or for a government school. On that blackboard, they have written donated by Vikas. Is it a supply? No, guys. Because from their side, no consideration is there. From my side, consideration is there. Whereas from school side, there is no consideration. What if they tell donated by, assume on the blackboard which I donated, they have printed donated by Vikas, owner of Vikas Gowda classes or the partner of Vikas and Associates. If they have given reference to my business or profession, then it will lead to a promotion or publicity. So is there a supply? Yes, there is a supply of service from their side. Clear? For which I am giving a donation. Hope you understood. So whenever a donor is giving any donation to a charitable institution or temples or religious trust or any schools, and if in case if the receiver gives promotion for the business or profession of the donor, then it will be treated as supply of service, guys. Got it? Yes. Same way, assume I am an artist. I have sent my art to an exhibition. Is it a supply? No. When I have sent it to an exhibition just for a display sake, it is not a supply. But if it is sold in the exhibition, consideration is there. Is it a supply? Yes, supply of goods. Supply of goods, guys. Okay, we are done with schedule 2. Let us move to schedule 3 now, guys. Okay. Section 7, subsection 2, read with schedule 3 will tell the following activities or transaction is neither the supply of goods nor the supply of services. In simple, there is no GST on it. It is neither the supply of goods nor the supply of services, means it is not at all a supply. Hence, no GST, guys. So which are those? Schedule 3 is very, very important, guys. So what is it? Activities or transactions specified under Schedule 3 in the CGST Act. Oh, one by one. First, sale of land is always covered here. Sale of building, we need to check whether it is pre-constructed or post-constructed. Whereas for land, sale of land is always covered here. But if land is let out, then it is a supply of services. It is covered under GST. Okay. Then sale of constructed building, that is after construction is completed. I explained it along with an example, no? 10th October example. Yes. So if entire consideration is received on or after, okay, sorry, one second. I will just go to that example. Where are you? Yeah. Yes. If entire consideration is received after this date. Sir, how do I decide this date? Date on which the completion certificate is obtained or the date on which the property is first occupied, whichever is earlier. So if entire consideration is obtained after this, then it is a part of schedule 3, guys. Part of schedule 3. Yes, sir. Okay. Next, actionable claims other than specified actionable claim. Okay. Actionable claim is covered in schedule 3, but other than specified actionable claim means on specified actionable claim is GST applicable? Yes. What specified actionable claim? I have given you in blue color. Specified actionable claim means the actionable claim involved in or by way of betting, casinos, gambling, horse racing, lottery, or online money gaming. So all these are termed as specified actionable claim on which GST is applicable, guys. Any other actionable claim actually is a goods. Actionable claim is a goods. But here they are telling it is a part of schedule 3. Means on that GST is not applicable. But not all actionable claims. So specified actionable claim is covered under GST. Any other actionable claim is covered in Schedule 3, which is outside GST. No GST on it. Okay. Yes, sir. Next. And in whatever order I have given here is not as per the para number, guys. I have developed one shortcut for this. As per that, I have arranged the scenarios or transactions here. Okay, sir. Fine. Next. Services of funeral, burial, crematorium, or mortuary, including transportation of deceased. Sir, already the family members are in sad. They're already in feelings. Now, if government go and ask on whatever services you are taking for the procedures which you are doing now on the death of a person, pay GST. How bad that family will feel about government, right? Yes. So that is why they told on this services, no GST. Okay. Then services by a court or tribunal, and court here includes the district court, high court, or supreme court, guys. Or whatever fees they are charging on that, no GST. Next, functions performed by the members of parliament or members of state legislature, that is MP or MLA, members of panchayat or member of municipality, and members of other local authorities. Guys, for whatever work they are doing, they are representing the constituency from where they are elected. They get paid as salary. But in income tax, we have learned whatever salary MP, MLAs, or other leaders will receive, it is not taxable under the salary because there is no employer-employee relationship. So whatever salary they receive, where is it taxable? Under the Income Tax Act, in other sources, guys. That is the last head of income. Whereas here, on that amount, is GST applicable? No. GST is not applicable because it is a part of Schedule 3. Sir, what if a person is receiving salary under the employment contract? Then it is given here, which we will see later. Ah. Duties performed by any person who holds any post in pursuance of provisions of the Constitution in that capacity, like President, Vice President, Speaker, or the election commissioner, all those, or C and AG, all those people are holding the position as per the constitution. And for their role, if they get paid any amount on that, no GST. Last one. Duties performed by a person as a chairperson or a member or a director in a body established by the central government or a state government or a local authority. For example, Madam, that is Nirmala Sitharaman, who is the finance minister of the country, is acting as a chairperson of GST Council, and she will participate in all the GST Council meetings for which she will get paid. Yes. Is it liable for GST? No. Hope you understood. Yes, sir. Now, services by an employee to an employer in the course of an employment. So, whatever employment service which employee is giving, for which he get paid salary by employer, is not liable for GST, guys. And please be careful, whatever is covered here, no, they are not in employment, because employment scenario will fall here. These people are not acting as an employee. There is no employer-employee relationship here, but still covered in Schedule 3. Sir, what if there is an employment? Assume I am an employee of a central government or state government or RBI or wherever, any undertaking which is under the control of government, then I will fall here. Please be careful. These people, whatever we covered here, no, they are not in employment, but still they are getting paid for acting as so and so. In that case, whatever they get paid or whatever they earn, on that, no GST. Okay, fine. Let us move forward. Last two cases is the recent amendment, guys. It is important. I will try to explain with an example. First, co-insurance. Assume Vikas took a insurance policy on his assets, which is co-insured jointly by. Okay, there are two insurance companies, which is SBI and ICICI. Okay, and let us consider SBI as a lead insurer. Means they will direct. See, I have taken policy jointly with both of them, but I cannot communicate everything with both of them. No, yes. So there is one insurance company who will play the lead role. In my example, I am taking it as SBI. Okay. They collect the total premium and apportion with co-insurer for their share of risk. Okay. Let us assume insurance is bearing 60% of risk, SBI, whereas ICICI is bearing 40% of risk. It can be 50-50 also, guys. Okay. For easy sake, just to identify the difference in amounts and all, I am taking 60-40. Okay. It can be 50-50 also. Okay. And assume Vikas is totally paying the insurance premium of 10 lakh rupees, guys. 10 lakh rupees per annum. Okay. For the policy taken on his assets. So out of this, how much belongs to SBI? 6 lakh. Remaining 4 lakh, they have to give it to whom? To ICICI for their share of risk. Assume the policy is totally taken for 10 crore rupees. This is the premium amount, whereas policy amount assume is 10 crore rupees. So if anything goes wrong tomorrow, who should pay this amount, guys? They both have to pay jointly. So out of 10 crore, if I take the same ratio 60-40, 6 crore has to be paid by SBI and 4 crore has to be paid by ICICI. Okay, fine. So now in case of SBI, collects the total premium, that is 10 lakh from Vikas, and apportioned with the co-insurer for their share of risk. So that means 4 lakh they will give it to ICICI. So what is the earning of SBI? If I ask you, it is 6 lakh. But under GST, as they are the lead insurer, they are telling you pay GST on entire 10 lakh. You pay GST on entire 10 lakh. So liable to pay GST on the entire gross premium, which is 10 lakh. On entire 10 lakh, who has to pay premium, people? SBI, who is the lead insurer in my example. Okay. Whereas coming to this person, what is he called as? Co-insurer. Co-insurer. Oh. Receives the share of premium from the lead insurer for their share of risk, which is 4 lakh in my example. And on 4 lakh, should they pay GST? No. So in schedule 3, what they are telling is, co-insurer, you need not pay GST on 4 lakh, provided lead insurer has paid GST on the entire 10 lakh. So not liable to pay GST on the amount of co-insurance premium. Co-insurance premium is 4 lakh received from lead insurer, that is as per schedule 3. This is only if lead insurer has paid GST on the entire 10 lakh. If by chance, if lead insurer has paid GST only on 6 lakh, in that case, should co-insurer pay GST on 4 lakh? Yes. Yes, they have to pay. So in schedule 3, condition is, if lead insurer has paid GST on entire 10 lakh, then co-insurer, you don't pay tax on 4 lakh, which is the co-insurance premium, guys. Got it? Yes. Let me read that provision. Activity of apportionment of co-insurance premium by the lead insurer to the co-insurer for the insurance services jointly supplied by the lead insurer and co-insurer to the insured in the co-insurance agreement, subject to the condition that lead insurer pays the GST on the entire amount of premium paid by the insured. And in my example, who is the insured? Vikas, myself. Is that clear? And please be careful, it is a co-insurance where I have taken the policy jointly with both the insurance company. Both the insurance company. Okay. Next, one example for reinsurance. Assume VG classes as taken in insurance policy with safety insurance for assume 50 crore rupees. The policy amount is 50 crore and pay the entire premium. Assume the premium amount, let us take it as 20 lakh. Premium amount is 20 lakh. So VG classes paid entire 20 lakh to safety insurance for the policy. But safety insurance thought, oh, yo, the amount involved in this policy is huge. If anything goes wrong, then we have to pay huge amount to VG classes. So let us reinsure this with SBI. As they couldn't take a full risk, they thought, let me shift it to SBI. So transfer the risk to SBI, who is called reinsurer. Whereas safety insurance is called as what? Insurer. So transfer the risk to SBI, who is called reinsurer, and pays reinsurance premium after deducting the ceding commission. Okay. So what is ceding commission means? The share of safety insurance. The share of safety insurance. Okay. So because VG classes totally paid 20 lakh to safety insurance, assume they are ready to bear 20% risk. Remaining 80%, they are transferring it to SBI. So out of 20 lakh, how much is the ceding commission? 20 lakh into 20%, guys, which comes to 4 lakh. They will keep remaining 16 lakh, they will give it to SBI, that is the reinsurer. So what they are telling in the law is, SBI being a reinsurer, they are taking the majority of the risk. So you pay GST on entire 20 lakh, not only on 16 lakh, on entire 20 lakh. Who should pay GST? SBI, who is the reinsurer. I have given here. Let us read it. Reinsurer is liable to pay GST on the entire amount of gross reinsurance premium, which is 20 lakh in my example, before deducting ceding commission. What is the amount of ceding commission? 4 lakh, which is nothing but the earnings of insurer. So an entire 20 lakh reinsurer has to pay GST, even though their earning is 16 lakh. But on whatever amount they are paying GST, can they charge and collect it from the recipient that is insured? Yes. Guys, no matter who is liable to pay GST, whether lead insurer or co-insurer, can they charge and collect it from the Vikas? Yes, who is the insured. Same way here, no matter who is liable to pay GST, can they charge and collect it from VG classes? Yes, guys. Okay. But liabilities on whose side we are seeing. So if reinsurer has paid GST on entire 20 lakh, Schedule 3 is telling insurer, you don't pay GST on ceding commission of 4 lakh. You don't pay GST. Because including this 4 lakh, GST is already paid by whom? Reinsurer. So on entire 20 lakh, reinsurer is liable to pay GST, but that amount can be charged and collected by reinsurer from whom? VG classes. Okay, I have mentioned here. Not liable to pay GST on the ceding commission as per schedule 3. Now let us go and read it. Actually, if you just read this paragraph, you may not be able to get 100% clarification or clarity. That is why I am just explaining it through an example, guys. Okay, sure. Services by an insurer to the reinsurer for which ceding commission or the reinsurance commission, one and the same, which in my example is 4 lakh X, is deducted from the reinsurance premium paid by the insurer to the reinsurer, subject to the condition that the GST is paid by the reinsurer on the gross reinsurance premium payable by the insurer to the reinsurer, inclusive of the said ceding commission or reinsurance commission, guys. Hope you understood. The major difference between co-insurance and reinsurance is, see here I myself is jointly taking the policy with 2 or more insurance company. Whereas here, VG classes had contact only with safety insurance. Did they take the policy with SBI? No, no. If by chance, if anything goes wrong today, VG classes will question whom? Safety insurance. But they can collect 80% of the money from SBI and give it to Vikas, and remaining 20% from their own pocket. So here, VG classes didn't take the policy with SBI. They don't have any direct contact with them. They took the policy with whom? Safety insurance, guys. Hope you got it. Yes. Fine. We will continue. We are done now? Yes. And I have developed a shortcut to remember this provision, guys. That is Schedule 3. What is the first thing you will learn in English? A, B, C, D, E. So learn A, B, C, D, E is a shortcut here. Okay. And after E, you can directly go to I. I is insurance. Even insurance is covered here. Okay. What are those? One by one. Learn. L. Okay. First one. Land. Sale of land. Then A, B, C, D, E. A for actionable claim. B for burial services. Then C for court services or tribunal services. Then D for duties performed by so and so people. There are few set of people covered here. Okay. Then E for employment service. Clear? Actually, even for FGH, there is point, but those things are not a part of your syllabus with respect to import and all. But what is covered for you is the next one, which is I, that is insurance related thing. Clear? So learn A, B, C, D, E and straight away go to I, that is insurance. Got it? Yes. Fine, guys. We will move forward. We are still in section 7.2. We are done with schedule 3, but we will continue with section 7 to other items. Activities or transactions notified by the government. Services by way of an activity in relation to a function entrusted to a panchayat under Article 243G of the Constitution or to a municipality under Article 243W of the Constitution. Guys, as per Constitution, whatever municipality or panchayat is supposed to do, they are like a local authority. Municipality is for urban area, whereas panchayat is for rural area. Whatever they are supposed to do, as per the Constitution, if they do it, sir, is it a supply? No. It is neither the supply of goods nor the supply of services. Hence, no GST on it. Okay. Next, services by way of grant of alcoholic liquor license by the state government. So if I want to sell alcohol or if I want to keep a liquor shop in any state, first I have to obtain a license from a state government for which I need to pay the amount. So now state government assume is giving a license for me to keep a liquor shop for which I am paying you a license fee. Is it liable for GST? No. And please be careful, guys. Only the grant of alcoholic liquor license by state government is covered here. If it is any other license, like assume for mining and all, is it liable for GST? Yes. Only these two activities is neither the supply of goods nor supply of services. As per which section? 7.2. And please be careful, sir, is this a part of Schedule 3? No. Whatever we learned above this, okay, that is this part is a part of Schedule 3. Yes. So section 7 subsection 2 covers various activities which is neither the supply of goods nor the supply of services. One list is given in schedule 3 which we already learned in detail. One more is given here. This is also as per section 7.2. Then there is a clarification given through a circular telling the following is also neither the supply of goods nor the supply of services. Which are those? We will see one by one. Interstate movement of various modes of conveyance. Interstate movement of various modes of conveyance between distinct person, that is who is registered separately under GST, including train, bus, truck, tankers, trailers, vessels, containers, aircraft, carrying goods or passengers or both, or for repairs and maintenance, and therefore not liable to IGST. Not liable to IGST. So if there is any bus movement from one place to another place, giving transportation services to the passengers, is there a supply of bus? No. Sir, there is a supply of service, but can we consider it as a supply of bus? No. Same way, assume there is a truck movement from one state to another state to transport the goods. Can we consider it as transportation service provided? Yes. But can we consider that truck is supplied from one state to another state? No, no, no. Even if there is a movement between distinct person, sir, without consideration also, can we treat it as a supply as per para 2? No, guys. If it is a movement of conveyance, which will come back, obviously, it is not treated as supply of respective conveyance. Got it? Yes. But except in cases where such movement is for further supply of the same conveyance, then it will be treated as supply. For example, listen people, very interesting. Tata Motors have a manufacturing plant in Maharashtra. They will manufacture the car there and send it to various showrooms throughout India. Yes. So when they send the car from Maharashtra to various other states, assume they are sending it to Karnataka now. 10 car, they are sending it to Karnataka. Is it a supply of car? Yes. As it is for further sale in Karnataka, even without consideration, as it is a supply between distinct person and it is for further supply in Karnataka, it will be a supply when the cars are sent from Maharashtra branch to Karnataka showroom. Okay, but assume there is a truck carrying all this 10 car. Obviously, car cannot come by themselves, no. So there is a truck which is carrying this 10 car, which is coming from Maharashtra to Karnataka. So they will deliver the car here and they go back. Is it considered as the supply of truck? No, 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 guys. It is not a supply of truck. It was just a transportation of goods service and for which a consideration will be charged and it is a supply of service and not a supply of truck, guys. Got it? Yes. And if in case, if any repair service is provided for this truck or conveyance for which a consideration is charged, it is a supply of service. But when there is a movement of conveyance for transportation of goods or transportation of passenger from one place to another place, can we consider that the truck or bus itself is supplied? No, there is no supply of conveyance, but there can be a supply of services. Oh, next. Interstate movement of rigs, tools and space and all goods on wheels like cranes. When there is an interstate movement of rigs, tools or space and all, guys, these are the equipment which is used to give shape for the products. Assume I want to produce 1,000 pens of the same style, same standard. So for that, I will be using some equipments to give for each and every product the same shape. Correct? Yes, they are talking about this. When there is a movement of rigs, tools and space and all goods on wheels like cranes. And consequently, no IGST would be applicable on such movement, because when I have sent that goods, it will be used in the manufacturing in the receiver's branch. But except in cases where movement of such goods is for further supply of the same goods, means if I have sent any of this for further selling it in the receiver's factory or receiver's place, then will it be a supply? Yes. For example, assume I have sent a rigs or tools from Karnataka branch to Tamil Nadu branch, which will be sold in my Tamil Nadu branch. When I sent it from Karnataka to Tamil Nadu, even without consideration, will it be a supply? Yes, it will be a supply. But assume I have a manufacturing plant in Tamil Nadu. So I purchased these tools in Karnataka and I sent it to my Tamil Nadu branch to use it in my manufacturing plant in Tamil Nadu. I will not further sell it. Is it a supply in that case? No, guys. It is not a supply. Hope you understood. If it is further supply, it will be a supply when I sent it. No, sir, it is to use it in that particular branch. In that case, when I sent it, it is not a supply. Okay. However, for both the cases, applicable CGST, SGST or IGST, as the case may be, shall be leviable on repairs and maintenance done for such conveyance or goods. For example, assume in Tata Motors example, I told you there is a truck which is coming from Maharashtra to Karnataka to deliver 10 car. Okay. They will deliver the car and go back. But before they go back, there was some small repair services which they took in Karnataka. And for that repair service, whoever is doing that repair service, will they charge consideration? Yes. Is it a supply of service? Yes. Is it liable for GST? Yes. Okay. Then, but sometimes what happens? No, this is interesting. Assume I am engaged in transportation of goods business. I own various trucks, and whenever there is any repair work there, I will send my truck to assume Rajasthan. There it will go, get repaired and come back. Rajasthan is too far. Let me take assume Andhra Pradesh. I will send my truck to Andhra Pradesh. So there is some export serviceman. He will give the service and send back my vehicle or truck. When my truck is going from Karnataka to Andhra Pradesh for service, is there a supply of goods? No, no. But when I take service, that is repair service in Andhra Pradesh, for which the serviceman will charge consideration. Is it a supply? Yes. On which GST is applicable, guys. Okay. Then the third one is a recent amendment, guys. Clarification regarding transactions in vouchers. So there is a clarification given with respect to this. I have not included that clarification in my revision book, guys, because if I include it, it will become 2-3 pages, but it is very simple. It is very simple. I will just show you in ICI material. If you want, you can just go through it once. Okay. It is given for 2-3 pages, but I will just try to explain it in simple, guys. In simple. Ah. If there is sale of voucher or coupon, it is neither the supply of goods nor the supply of services, guys, because it is actionable claim, and actionable claim is covered in Schedule 3, is neither the supply of goods nor the supply of services. Sir, what if it is used as prepaid instruments? For example, sir, I have a card for which I will load the balance and I will use that card to buy various goods or services. In that case, guys, as we are adding balance to it and then using it, it is considered as money. And money is neither the goods nor the services. Got it? So transactions in vouchers is not a supply, guys. Very simple. Got it? Yes. And there was a time of supply provisions given in section 2 subsection 4 for supply of goods, whereas for supply of services in section 13 subsection 4, even those has been removed due to this clarification. Due to this clarification, where they have clearly told when the voucher is sold, there is no supply, and there was a time of supply provisions covered in section 12.4 and 13.4 for goods and services, which depends on whether supply was identifiable or not at the time of issue of voucher, is now removed, guys. I will also mention that when I go to time of supply provisions, but as it is connected to this clarification, I am mentioning here also. If you already studied this, you can just forget about this. There is nothing contained in this subsections, that is 12.4 and 13.4 is applicable for your exams, guys. Is that clear? Yes. I will try to give more clarification with one example. Assume guys, now I have purchased a voucher from Tata Chromo to purchase any item or a particular item. That doesn't matter now. Okay. I have paid 10,000. I have purchased a voucher from Tata Chromo. Using this voucher, I can buy any goods in Tata Chromo or a particular goods in Tata Chromo. Yes, sir. Now, when Tata Chromo sell the vouchers to me for 10,000, is it a supply? No, not at all. It is not a supply. Okay, as per this clarification. Next, tomorrow, if I go and buy goods using this voucher, is it a supply? Yes. Whatever I am purchasing, assume using this voucher, I purchased a mobile phone. It is a supply of goods to Tata Chromo. That is actual supplier. Got it? So using voucher, if I buy anything, it is a supply, either of goods or services. Okay. Or else, assume I gave this voucher to my employees or to my friend. They went and purchased a mobile phone in Tata Chromo. So when it is used, using voucher or coupon, whatever we are buying, there is a supply of goods or services, guys. Clear? Sale of voucher or coupon is not a supply, but redeeming it against a goods or services is a supply. Is a supply. Supply of what? Goods or services. And then the time of supply will not be decided as per this section. It will be decided based on whether it is taxable under forward charge or reverse charge by applying subsection 2 or subsection 3 of section 12 for goods, of section 13 for services, guys. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Fine. Fine, guys. So we are completely done with section 7 with all the schedules. Now we will move to section 8. I have given good number of questions on each and every case, guys, in my question bank. So please make a time and go through it. Oh, fine. Flexibility of composite and mixed supply is given in section 8. Guys, what is composite, what is mixed is not given in section 8. But what is the tax rate applicable on composite supply or mixed supply is given in section 8. But before that, we should understand what is composite supply, what is mixed supply. Guys, see, assume if two or more goods or services is supplied for individual prices, we never think about composite or mixed supply. Then when do we think about composite or mixed supply means? Sir, when two or more goods or services or both in combination is sold for a single price. Then should we check whether it is a composite supply or mixed supply? Yes, guys. So remember properly, when two or more goods or services or both has been sold for a single price as a single package, only then we need to check whether it is a composite supply or a mixed supply. So let us see what is composite supply, what is mixed supply. Composite supply is defined in section 2 clause 30. Easy to remember. Composite start with CO. C is the third alphabet, so 3. And O, assume it looks like 0, so 30. Yes, sure. What is it? We will see. Composite supply defined. Section 2 clause 30 defines composite supply as supply made by a taxable person. Who is taxable person? A person who is registered under GST or who is liable to be registered but not yet registered. Even he is treated as taxable person? Yes. So now my turnover has crossed threshold limit and I have registered. Am I a taxable person? Yes. Now my turnover has not crossed threshold limit but still I have taken registration. Am I called as? I took voluntary registration. Am I called as taxable person? Yes. Last one. My turnover has crossed threshold limit. I am supposed to get registered, but still I am not applied for registration. Am I treated as taxable person? Yes. When I am liable but still not obtained registration, still I will be treated as taxable person, guys. Okay. To a recipient consisting of two or more taxable supplies of a goods or services or both, or any combination thereof, like one goods, one service, or two goods, one service, like that, which are naturally bundled. Sir, what is naturally bundled is not defined in the law. But when majority of the customers are willing to buy it together, we call it as naturally bundled. Or it is a general practice to sell this together in the industry. It is a general industry practice to sell it together, guys. Got it? Yes. And supplied in conjunction with each other means together. And each other in the ordinary course of business, one of which is a principal supply. So when two or more goods or services or both are supplied together for a single price, which is naturally bundled, we need to identify which is a principal supply there. Which is a principal supply means which is having a predominant element, means because of this the other things got supplied. For example, mobile phone supplied along with charger. So mobile phone is a principal supplier. Laptop supplied along with laptop bag. Laptop is a principal supplier. Clear? Because of that only you are getting the other products, right? Yes. So charger supplied along with mobile phone. So here what is the principal supply, guys? Mobile phone. And coming to section 8, which talks about taxability, they tell in case of composite supply, it shall be treated as the supply of principal supply. So entire supply will be treated as a supply of principal supply. Or the entire value of composite supply will be charged at the rate applicable to whom? Principal supply. The GST rate. The GST rate applicable for the principal supply will be applicable on the entire sale value, guys. Got it? Yes. Then coming to mixed supply, very easy. What is not composite is mixed. That is, sir, two or more goods or services or both are supplied for a single price together, but they are not naturally bundled. They are not naturally bundled, sir. Then we call it as what? Mixed supply. So naturally bundled is a keyword. Okay, let us see. Under section 2 clause 74, mixed supply means two or more individual supplies of goods, or individual supplies means it is not sold individually. They are individual products or services, but they are sold together as a package. Can it be sold separately also? Yes, it can be sold separately. But is it sold separately by the seller? No. He is combining all that and making it as one package. Or any combination thereof made in conjunction. Conjunction is together, guys. With each other by a taxable person for a single price, where such supply does not constitute a composite supply. When it is not a composite, it is a mixed. When it is not a composite means when it is not naturally bundled, guys. Example, gift pack comprising of chocolates and sweets. Can it be sold separately? Yes. But maybe as a selling strategy, the seller is making it as a package and selling it. In that case, what is the tax rate? Is given in section 8. Mixed supply shall be treated as a supply of that particular supply which attracts highest rate of tax. The entire value of mixed supply will be charged at the rate applicable to the supply that attracts highest rate of tax. Oh. So I have made one simple chart on the exam days and all. You guys can just go through this chart, guys. The revision book especially will be very helpful on the exam day because you will have only 1.5 day time to cover both direct tax as well as indirect tax. And now itself plan smartly, guys. When you're studying and revising itself, please plan from which book and which all provisions, which all questions you will solve on the exam day, because you will not be able to cover each and everything on the exam day, guys. So don't unnecessarily panic on the exam day. So you should plan immediately after law exam. How do I study? Will I start with direct tax? Will I start with indirect tax? From where will I study? That is which book, revision book or provision book, or which questions will I solve? Even questions you will not be able to solve all the questions. Please mark some important questions and keep. Maybe only those you will go through or important adjustments. Clear? Yes. So please plan smartly, guys. When two or more goods or services are both supplied together by a taxable person for a single price, if it is naturally bundled, then it is called as composite supply as per section 2 clause 30. So one checkpoint which is very important is naturally bundled, guys. Got it? Yes. So in that case, it will be treated as a supply of principal supply, which has a predominant element. Predominant element means because of this, other things are getting supplied. That other things we call it as ancillary supply, guys. Okay. The rate applicable to the principal supply is applicable to the entire value. Where is it given? In section 8. Please be careful. Section 2 clause 30 defines composite supply. But what is the GST rate applicable on composite supply is given in section 8. I have given in this last point in the table. Oh, next. If it is not naturally bundled, then it is not a composite supply. Accordingly, it will become what? Mixed supply as per section 2 clause 74. And it will be treated as a supply of that particular supply that attracts highest rate of tax. Rate applicable to the supply that attracts the highest rate of tax is applicable to the entire value. So whatever I have given here is a part of section 8, guys. I have also given an example here. Goods has been supplied along with transportation service and insurance in transit. So which is a principle? Is it a composite supply? Yes, because they are naturally bundled. Because majority of the customers want all this together, or it is supplied together as a general business practice. Oh, but what is the principal supply? Goods here. The rate applicable for the goods will be applicable for the entire value if single price is charged. Now you might ask me, sir, what if separate consideration is charged? For example, for goods 10,000, for transportation 3,000, for insurance 2,000. So separate consideration is charged. Then there is no question of composite or mixed. Each supply is treated as individual and respective rate will be applicable on each amount, guys. What I told was at the beginning itself, I told you for all these three put together, assume a single price is charged 15,000 without any breakup. In that case, I should know what is the GST rate applicable on 15,000, for which we need to identify whether it is naturally bundled. If yes, yes, it is a composite supply. Then you identify which is the principal supply. Assume goods. For goods, assume the rate applicable is 5%. Apply 5% on entire 15,000. Got it? Yes. Then coming to the other example, which is for mixed supply. Assume, guys, chocolate is supplied along with beverages and food items or snacks as a single package for 5,000. For 5,000. Single price is charged for all the three products. Is it naturally bundled? No, sir. It can be sold separately. In that case, identify which product has the highest rate. Assume for chocolate, the rate is 28%. For this, assume it is 18%. For this also, it is 18% or 5%. Okay, let me make it once again. The actual selling price is 5,000. So on this 28%, on this 18%, let me assume this as 5%. What is the highest rate? As it is a mixed supply, we need to take highest rate and apply it on the sale value. 28%, guys. Highest rate. Mixed supply. Got it? Yes. Fine, guys. So we are done with section 8. In my provision book, guys, I've just given few examples. I will just show you. You can pause the video and go through, or else I will quickly read. Yes, okay, I will quickly read. This is an example for composite supply. When a consumer buys television set along with the warranty and maintenance, in that case, is it a composite supply? Yes. So what is the principal supply? TV. Remaining two would be ancillary. Then Mahesh manufacturer enter into a contract with Chiku Limited for supply of ready-made shirts packed in designer boxes at Chiku's limited outlet. Further, Mahesh manufacturer would also get them insured during transit. So ready-made shirts are sold along with package and insurance. Is it a naturally bundled? Yes. So it is a composite supply. And which is the principal supply? The ready-made shirts, which is a main product. Okay. Next, a travel ticket from Mumbai to Delhi may include service of food being served on board, free insurance, and the use of airport lounge. Okay. So, is it composite supply? Yes, guys. It is naturally bundled. Yes, it is a composite supply. But which is the principal one here? The principal one is the transportation of passenger service, guys. That is a principal supply. Rest all is ancillary. Okay. It is a part of my provision book. Okay. Yes. Don't get confused. Those who have a provision book can just refer to this. Then I have also given an illustration which includes even rate. Guys, if the question is just to identify whether it is a composite supply or mixed supply, stop it there. But if they also asked you to decide what is the rate applicable, if the rate information is given in the question, accordingly follow like this. Rathi Computer supplies laptop along with laptop bag to a customer for 55,000 being naturally bundled. Okay, laptop along with laptop bag. Is it naturally bundled? Yes, sir. So both supplied for 55,000. As they are naturally bundled, it is a composite supply. Which is the principal supply, sir? Of course, laptop. And assume the rate applicable for laptop is 18% and laptop bag is 28%. What is the rate applicable for principal supply, guys? 18%. So on entire 55,000, 18% GST would be levied. Got it? Yes. Then coming to the examples of mixed supply people. One buys a consolidated package of beauty products, that is shampoo, comb, conditioner, nail polish, lipstick and tooth powder. As they are not naturally bundled, it is a mixed supply. And when it is a mixed supply, none of them will be principal supply. Almost everything will have same value, guys, or same importance. Okay. Next, a shopkeeper selling storage water bottles along with refrigerator, even that is mixed supply because they are not naturally bundled. Then a supply of packets consisting of canned foods, sweets, chocolates, cakes, dry fruits, aerated drink, and fruit juices. Even they are not naturally bundled, so it will be a mixed supply. And each of this can be sold separately also, guys. See, as a strategy, maybe seller is combining all this and selling it as one package. But will majority of the customer want to buy it together? No. Or is it a general industry practice to sell it together? No, sir. Oh. Then one illustration, including the tax rate part. Srinath Enterprises supplies 10,000 kits at rupees 50 each, amounting to 5 lakh to Raghav General Store. Each kit consists of one shampoo, one face wash, and one kajal pencil. Guys, it is a mixed supply. As they are not naturally bundled, it is not a composite supply, it is a mixed supply. And what will be the rate applicable? Highest rate. Let us assume what is the rate. On shampoo, it is 18%, face wash, it is 28%, and kajal pencil, it is 12%. Which is the highest rate, guys? 28%. So on entire 5 lakh, 28% GST would be livid paper. Got it? Yes, fine. Coming back here. So we are done with the provisions. Few clarifications with respect to composite and mixed supply, guys. See, if there is supply of food or snacks in a cinema hall, it is treated as a separate supply and it is a restaurant service, supply of services. But, sir, if a ticket price also includes the food and snacks, then if it is naturally bundled and if it meets the criteria of composite supply, we will treat it as a composite supply. But what would be a principal supply there? Ticket. The exhibition of movie or cinema will be a principal supply. So whatever rate is applicable for the exhibition of cinema service will be applicable on the entire value when both are provided for a single price, guys. Okay. Then if a food is provided to a patient who is admitted in an hospital, again, it is a composite supply, guys. So healthcare along with food is provided. And what is the principal supply here? Healthcare. And if principal supply is exempt, then the entire supply will be exempt. In my example, healthcare is exempt under GST. So entire value, including the food supplied to the patient who is admitted, is it exempt? Yes. Then coming to printing service. There is a confusion with respect to printing. Sir, is it a supply of goods or services? On which is a principal supply? Or if is it a first of all composite supply? If yes, is it a which is a principal supply? Oh. Guys, assume I want to print books for my taxation, direct tax as well as indirect tax. So I own a content. So I want to print a books. So I approached a publisher. I gave a content, what has to be printed. So they will use the book or pages or sheets. They will print my content and give it. So from their side, that is from publisher side or assume printer side, there is a supply of goods as well as services both because they are using their own book or sheets to print my content. So there is a supply of goods along with service both, printing service. So assume they are charging single price. Is it a composite supply? Yes, it is a composite supply. But which is having a predominant element, guys? Printing service. Because if a empty book is given, will I purchase? No, no. Book along with the content whatever I want. So printing service is a principal service supply. Whatever rate is applicable for printing service will be applicable on the entire value. I repeat, if I have given my book for printing, where the printer will use the his own book or sheets and print whatever content I have given to him, then from printer point of view there is supply of goods as well as supply of service for which they are charging single price. So which is the principal supply? So printing. So whatever rate applicable for printing service will be applicable on the entire value. Okay. Next, one more example. Assume I want to purchase a t-shirts. So I went to a shop, I selected the t-shirt and I asked them, sir, can you print my logo and give it on this t-shirt? They told, okay. So they're supplying the t-shirt along with printing of my logo. What is the principal supply here, guys? T-shirt. So it is a supply of goods. It is a supply of goods. Please be careful. So even in this case, is it a composite supply? So yes, they are naturally bundled. Okay, now yes, because especially me, when I want to buy it, I want to buy it along with printing. Sir, what if I buy only t-shirt? Then that is individual supply. Got it? Yes. Now, or else assume I want to buy a tissue or envelopes along with my logo printed on it or my brand name printed on it. So in this case, it will be a supply of goods, guys. Even though both service as well as goods are involved, we will treat it as the supply of goods because that is the principal supply. That would be the principal supply. That is the tissue or envelope. And in the first example, it is t-shirt. Got it? Yes, guys. Fine. So we are done with this chapter. So let us just mark the section number, whatever we have covered. Come to the section list, guys. Section list. Yes, I have given the list here. Section 7 is completely covered. 7 1A, AA, B, C, 1A, 2, 3. And 3 actually gives power to the government to clarify whenever there is any confusion. Government can clarify whether it is a supply of goods or supply of services. For example, assume, sir, there was a confusion with respect to supply of a particular item or supply of any service, whether it is goods or service or both are element are there. Now government can pitch in and tell it is a supply of goods and not a supply of services. Or else they can tell it is a supply of services and not a supply of goods. Especially with respect to restaurant and work contract services, even though goods as well as service both are involved, government has clearly told we will treat it as supply of services under GST. We have to strictly follow that. Clear? And government will use this power only when there is a confusion among the people, whether it is supply of goods or services, they can clearly clarify how to treat it. Okay. Then we have also covered section 8, guys. So this is all about chapter 2 revision, guys.